G'day, Dave the Enlightened Plumber here with today's quote. Real integrity is doing the right thing, knowing that nobody's going to know whether you did it or not. Real integrity is doing the right thing, knowing that nobody's going to know whether you did the right thing or not. From Oprah Winfrey. All right. This is a quote that I've heard many times. I'm not quite sure who the originator of the basic idea behind this is. This specific wordage is from Oprah Winfrey. And I've heard it a number of times, and it is, every time I hear it, I think, wow, this is awesome, this is great, and it really gives it a description of integrity as the whole thing. And integrity is one of these values that a lot of people hold in very high esteem. Certainly myself, I do. I like to believe myself to be of high integrity, and I feel terrible if there's something that doesn't quite fit in my integrity value. Whether there's something that I'm doing because I kind of need to do it, but I don't necessarily feel it's right, or I don't believe in the cause, or whatever the circumstance might be. Luckily, that doesn't happen very often, and typically when it's doing, it's sort of just pushing something rather than being a complete reversal of whatever it is that I believe in. But in saying that, anybody who can hold themselves in integrity and do what they deem to be as right, and again, this is the big thing with integrity, is what someone feels is right and the right way of doing things and for the right reasons is different to what anybody else will. In lots of cases, there's social norms and there's items in that regard that people, groups as a whole follow. But in individual circumstances, there's one person who believes hunting's good, one says no, one says fishing's good, one says fishing's bad. There's people who see opposites to everything. And so the integrity aspect is it's holding yourself accountable to what you believe in yourself. Now, of course, we still need to follow all the legal rules and everything else, but it's making sure that what you as an individual sees as important to yourself, that's where your integrity comes, and saying, okay, well, if I'm going to do this, then that's fine. And for the most part, that's okay, but sometimes there's social pressures, there's work pressures, there's other things. There's a lot of people who end up in careers that don't fit with their integrity values. It's like, well, someone's asking me to do this, and it's like, well, okay, that might be the norm in the business, but it doesn't make me feel good. Well, at that point, my integrity says I must quit this job and go and do something else that makes me feel good, or I'm going to feel terrible and suffer stress, strain, and everything else the whole time while I'm doing this because it's just not right. It eats me up every day. And I've had that experience. So those are my thoughts on that. But it's not always easy, as I said, to actually do something that you yourself may believe in. I've come across a number of times in my life, and like I say, I've sort of had some bends in integrity, and sometimes it's because I'm letting something slide, sometimes it's because there's pressure for me to do it one way, even though I'm resisting it, I don't like it. And luckily for me, in most cases, I'm stubborn enough where I just don't have to do such things. A career choice could be one of those, or something to do with a job position role may not fit with there, and so it's a question of, well, is it worth my career, my life, or do I kind of move on? But it's doing it correctly, the right way, how it's expected for that period of time, whether anybody else is watching or not. It's kind of like checking someone's homework, for argument's sake, for spelling errors, and going, yeah, I've read a third of it, I'm sure the rest of it's fine, and there you go, it's good. As opposed to, well, no one's watching me, no one's going to tell, until I see right at the end, but I've got to read every single word. Sort of, that's a bit of a crazy one, but it's probably out there a reasonable amount. But it fits into all different aspects, right? So when someone asks you to do something and you only kind of like, yeah, whatever, okay. Well, where's your integrity on doing something you've agreed to, right? This is where it comes in. So it is very important, and that's why a lot of people put a lot of emphasis on integrity. And it doesn't mean to say that just because someone likes you having integrity means they're going to like everything you do or stand for, because that's part of integrity, is that what you or I view as correct is not what someone else is. So real integrity is doing the right thing, knowing that nobody's going to know whether you did it or not. From Oprah Winfrey and myself, Dave the Enlightened Plumber, have yourself an awesome day. Live today and every day with integrity. Take care.